Hello everyone. I have to make a very big decision on our graph loading. As you saw in previous video, well, if I have this guy sitting under editor under resources, it will still being included into the final build. And look at here, we have tons of stuff that we really don't need. All we need is these stuff, these stuff, nothing more. And well, if I, for example, put 1 here, you'll see that it's just a node, okay? And like that. Come on, 0. I have 2 options. One, adding one menu here that says, well, let's first of all clean that menu. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Where is that? Graph, menu, pause menu. I don't need you. And that's that. The other one is inside, where's this? Cancel. Close that video, don't save. The other one is in there here, this test. Show. Edit, and I will call it test, not pause. So coming back, now I have pause reflection utils. Why are you there yet? Because I didn't build it. And it will yell at me now because I have a error here. So comment it, save, build, go back to Unity, let it compile. And now we have this clear console and node graph. Okay, first option, put another, I don't know, menu item that deletes this folder and everything in it and prepare for build, something like that. Or get this folder out of resources folder and put it somewhere like, I don't know, some structure like this. Editor database, and inside here I will have an editor folder. This will work. Everything under this editor folder will be dropped because it's not resources, it's my own folder, whatever. Then we have another problem. Let me close some Visual Studio things I have open. The problem is here inside my graph utils. The way I'm loading my graphs right now is resources.load, but I forgot 2 things. First, my graph utils is sitting inside an editor solution. So I won't have this guy at runtime at all, not even this guy. So on top, I have to come here and say a new class and call it graph utils, okay, and make it static public. And then I have to cut these guys from here, paste them here, and import. And well, I don't have this guy here now. I have this editor message that I can get out of there because it's not being used there, but put it here. So that's one of the problems. But now I have this editor utility, and I will compensate for that with debug.log error. And it will work. The body error blah plus body. And I don't have the OK button. That's that. Now, set window schema, graph schema. Yeah, I don't have these from here. So I will have to copy this guy again back here, but remove this part from there and remove this part from here, and basically say that well, no, Control Z, return not this graph util, and you see that gets to graph, yeah, but which one I want now is this guy under this namespace. So that dot graph utils dot get graph, and get graph here should become public. Actually, now that I think about it, I remove this part from here. I will remove it from here, and I will remove it from here. I don't need this boolean here. There. I don't need this boolean here. And of course we know that we are not a schema here, so that and that. And what did I miss? That. Then I don't need this part. Coming back to this one. Now, okay. Where am I calling this guy is load graph, okay? The load graph accepts a name and a path. So I can say load graph, come on, show yourself. What are you yelling at me? Graph utils.load graph without this part. Okay, so now it will work. This part is redundant. I hope this part is redundant now. No. So, and here I have this common utilities graph utils. That, and of course this error message will be changed later, and it will be public for time being, and it will work. Okay, so now this is redundant. This is redundant. So in my editor stuff, I'm calling my editor version. Okay. And inside my runtime version, I'm loading my runtime version. That would work, except now we need to change the paths. And instead of resources.load, I need to use asset database.get asset.path. So here, where is the solution? The path would be editor database / this and that. Okay. Actually, no. We need that editor still because it's inside this guy. So what we are sending as path Come on. Work my brain. Not create node, create graph. Is this. We are sending Buzz graph editor resources database. Now that is no. Okay, so we are just sending in the name. And here we are asking for load that, but then the path here is changed. Ah, god damn it. So we say editor path, and here is the editor path, and we have one more. That we say runtime path. And that is not this guy. So you know, a very good place to do this stuff is this guy, resource. So we say public static read-only string editor path equals to something. Public static read-only string runtime path equals something. Okay? And this resource is sitting in here. God. I hate this. But yeah. Yes. Delete. And I will have tons of errors now. So graphic utils. There we go. I have this problem now. God. Well, who cares? I can have both of them. Ouch! No, Solution Explorer. I can have two. From this guy, I will remove this. And of course, I need to fix the namespaces later, but from this guy, I won't have this. Okay? And let's cross our fingers that adjust namespaces will work. Yep. And one error in one file. Yeah, that's what I want. So I will say resource, and now I have two. Cool. Comment.resource dot editor path. Okay. No, not editor. Damn it. Runtime path. And instead of this, I will say comment, and I can use its resource in comment dot editor path. Okay, and I get rid of these things. Bang. So all I'm sending in is this guy. So I will ask for a path that can't be null inside my other graph. Again, a path that can't be null. And here will be our resource dot, this is runtime path. And well, I don't need it here, but inside here. resource.runtime path. There we go. And inside here I can do the same, I think. So I just sending the name. I don't need the path here. I don't need the path here. But I will get this path from here. Delete. Control X. And Control V. So there we go. Hopefully it will work. Now the only thing I need to change is these two. So our editor path is inside assets. So boss / graph editor / editor database / editor / and put an @ sign in front. This guy, however, is inside resources, so database / and that's it, / okay. So I don't need this, and that's it. Okay. Now, wow. Two graph utils. This is for editor. Good. So we say var current schema. Did I? No. Current graph schema. Equals to asset database that load asset at path. Okay. It asks for a direct asset folder, so and the file, and this time we need to put .asset in front. Okay. And we need the type here now. So type of graph schema. And it will, I hope it will work. You will see. Now inside create the graph also, we need to change these guys. Oh heck, it will change a lot. Database folder, boss, and it will be boss. God, what I'm doing here. You see why I wanted to address this guy sooner? It's a help. So graph editor folder comes to here. Resources folder, that's wrong. We don't need this one. And folder construct, we have public constant string. Oh, I can use these guys. Okay. Graph editor database folder equals to something. That something is this guy. Okay. And now we are checking if graph editor folder is not there. And we want this guy plus / plus graph editor database folder. Then Plus forward slash plus graph editor folder. The folder we want to make is graph database editor database folder. And where is this folder construction? Inside editor. So I can't access it outside this guy because all of them are using asset database. So I had to have this resource anyway. Although I can cut these guys from here, go on top from here to here, and then use this guy as this. The boss is company name plus forward slash. The graph editor is graph editor folder plus a forward slash plus editor database is graph editor folder plus a forward slash plus editor is editor folder plus a forward slash. I can use it like this. So I have to change things only once. This guy, however, is just this, and the database is database folder plus this guy. So font folder, others are not being used here, but they are being used here. So now I have to address this guy like this, buzz.com. So buzz.com and .resource .dat. And buzz is redundant because all of them are sitting in the same top namespace. Let me deal from here. It will be easier. There we go. And should I break these lines? I think so. Now that I'm busy with code refactoring, why not? I should have done it this way. Okay, now you may ask why I'm bothering myself with this solution instead of having a simple, you know, get ready for builds, something like that, menu item, because honestly, we can't expect our users to always remember everything. So, in my opinion, separating the editor stuff from non-editor stuff from the start is a very good approach. Anyway, so now that we had done this, let's hope that we didn't break anything. And I already had. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I already had broken. Okay, close this guy, go back to where it was the problem. Instead of folder construction, I will have this. And why am I pasting another extra dot there? Ouch! Now, you see this? Assets folder, company, blah, 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 blah. If you look, the company name, graph editor folder, let me put them side by side. Let's see if I'm following the same track here. This is the schema, so this is the editor thing. So company name, graph editor folder. Instead of resources, I have now the database and database folder and the editor folder. Okay, so instead of all of this mumbo jumbo, and it ends up in the forward slash, so instead of all of this mumbo jumbo, I can say this. There. And instead of all of that, I can say instead of editor path, go to runtime path. Okay? And do it for me. So now I'm creating the assets based on my other resource paths, and I'm loading them based on the same thing. Hopefully this will work. I hope, and I still have 5 errors. Okay, so where was that thing? So this is the assets folder, and where am I going for the database? So this is the runtime. So Control V dot runtime path plus that, and that should be the same and gets rid of every error. Now if I build, if I didn't break anything, hopefully I didn't, I should be able to create a graph called this, and I get path directory must exist. Assets database. Well, that's totally wrong. What I want to see is this resources database. So oh crap. This, then resources. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where did I go wrong? Is inside my, first of all here, we need this guy to be added to company name plus a forward slash plus graph editor. So that dot graph editor folder plus a forward slash plus. After that, we want the resources. So that dot resource, resources folder plus a forward slash plus. Now this will go to runtime path. Runtime path is, if I find it, come on. The runtime path is just the database folder that. So the runtime path will go to database, okay? And I don't have this editor anymore here. And I need to remove it from this guy. Oh, come on, find it now. No, what I'm delete. Yeah, okay, and then this is the creation, okay. So we are going for company, graph editor folder, resources, database, editor. This very last one. I don't want this guy. So I need the same structure when I'm here creating the node itself, the graph itself, I mean, being added here. Okay? Like that. Okay, let's hope it works this time. So clear everything, create graph, something, and if everything works, I have the graph here, I have the schema here. Cool. Now if I load the graph, this is what I'm afraid of, okay? Yeah, there is no schema. So basically I'm assigning the wrong path when I'm loading the schema graph, resources.runtime, and this guy is using yeah. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I know what's going on. So common dot resource dot asset folder plus a forward slash plus this. Okay, build and go back. So I will close it so that it will be unloaded. And I will load this guy, and it should load the schema for me without any errors. Cool. Finally. So get ready for a build time. 5 kilobytes. That's too small. So instead, I will run my, again, project test. I will check if this guy is outside. And well, the thing that I had is another folder. Let's mimic it. So we have boss. Let's mimic the folder structures with each other. Come on. We have boss. Under boss, we have, come on. Under boss, I have a folder called graph editor. Under graph editor, working with 2 Unity versions at the same time, a folder called editor database, a folder called plugins, that is irrelevant. We have a folder called resources. Under the editor, we have our editor stuff. So it has our 11 megabyte file. Under resources, I have another folder called database. Okay, and this is irrelevant now. And this is that. Okay, so if I build this guy, inside build 4, I should still see that 28 megabyte. So yeah, it is dropping that 11 megabyte of data size there. So any editor folder will work unless it's under resources folder. So this structure now will behave and drop the schemas when we are building our game. Okay, so, and I can imagine that it only works. So this guy, because it's sitting under the editor folder, will be dropped when we are building our game. At the same time, we have the database, and now we successfully, God, this is so confusing for some of you, I know. I have 2 resources folder, 2 resource files, one sitting inside editor, one sitting outside of editor. The one sitting in the common structure is responsible of giving me folder names. The one inside the editor namespace is responsible of giving me the textures. And I keep it there because the graph utils, as you see right now, is inside here, inside my editor solution, graphic utils. And I didn't want to pull it out inside the comment, so I kept it there. And now I have 2 graph utils. One again inside non-editor folder solution, one inside editor solution. The one inside non-editor solution is responsible of loading my real graph at runtime using resources that load. The one inside my editor solution is responsible of creating the nodes and loading the graph and other things, but this time the graph is being loaded differently. It loads the schema, it loads the real one calling the other graph util inside the non-editor solution, and returning it back. And I forgot, am I returning this guy? Yeah, okay. And right now I can simply say, hey, what the heck, wait. If I go to graph, this should work. Yep, namespace. And why are you now yelling at me? We don't need to typecast it anymore. And if I call it void, then it will yell at me that oh, okay, graph.graph. Okay, so now this guy returns the graph itself without need to typecasting anymore. And here I should be able to instead, well, I'm getting the graph. I'm not happy with this. Why would I get the graph inside an editor window? Well, whatever. Long story short, I decoupled my editor parts from non-editor parts. The editor parts, this get graph is private. In here, I kept it private, and I'm loading this guy just by base of the name, and I separated and decoupled the path to a resource file. So now I can easily come and say, okay, this is my resource file, okay, this is what I want. And what are you yelling at me now? No, forget about making it private. So I decoupled everything from each other right now, and it's still working. The folder construction, we don't need this part anymore because we don't have any editor file under the database. We decoupled it there, and we added our own come on, what I'm clicking on. We decoupled our own structure here. So let me comment this guy. Here we are, make buzz folder so that it will be more readable for me later on. Make buzz and then graph editor folder, and I will remove these folders. This is redundant for me. Then actually this make can be gone. Then we are checking buzz, the graph editor, and inside that we are checking for editor database, I think. Am I right? Yeah. And then we want this editor file. So here we should check for buzz and put spaces there is easier for me. Buzz, and inside buzz, of course, graph editor. After the graph editor, we are checking the resources. So right now I know I'm missing something. Buzz, graph editor, and then inside resources we are checking for font. Then buzz, graph editor, resources, and here we are checking for database. So right now I notice that I'm missing this editor folder under here, editor database. Okay, So here this guy, and I add it here. So I'm checking the editor folder here. So plus / plus comment dot resource dot editor folder. So instead of that, I will add a plus, a / plus the editor database folder, and then I want the editor folder there. So before I compile, I will delete the folder, and of course I need to delete this guy. So right now I don't have any editor database folder. I will build this guy. I will come back to Unity, and it generates that editor folder for me. Cool. So now we have all the folder structure being in place. We completely decoupled our editor parts from non-editor parts. And we are ready to roll, finally, to draw our inputs. That was a side trip, I know, but I had to do it because if I didn't address this guy right now, it would become really messy later on. And as you see right now, it was a bit confusing even for myself for a few minutes. If you missed what I had done, then just watch the video 2 or 3 times, and I hope it will make sense. I hope. Anyway, so yep, we are here. Until next episode, that we'll finally draw our inputs. Have fun, everyone. Bye-bye.